So I said to her, your halts aren't square and your changes are late.
Hi, this is Blythe Tate, and you're listening to Eventing Weekly with Mitch and Braden.
Oh, let me grab my flat
That's
white.
not good. Hey, cheers, mate.
Cheers, mate. Hey, Mitch, Braden, Robbie and Bella, can I a quick little cheers, if you don't mind? Just
Cheers, yeah.
procedure.
Tea
Cheers.
for Bella.
Cheers, yeah.
Good old Guinness for
Have a
Robbie.
latte.
Good man.
I've gone for a flat white.
Yeah.
Nice.
But
Cheers.
what you may have noticed from yours is that the way they make the drinks here is they press a button, so there's no barista action. So by flat white, it's a milky coffee.
It's a real English coffee.
Yeah, it is. Anyway, mate, that's on me for having a flat white at a pub. But, you know, I'm dry for August, so I'm sitting there.
You're halfway through.
Oh, mate, it's tough, particularly when I see a Guinness here, and it is my drink of choice.
It's not a bad drink of choice.
Yeah. Hey, I've sort of derailed things right off the bat talking about my flat white. So we should bloody well introduce our guests. And we thought the best way to do that, guys, is introducing each other. So, Robbie, do you mind giving us a quick little introduction of Bella?
No problem. This is Bella English. She is a 28-year-old event rider based in Surrey. And yes, my girlfriend.
Congratulations, mate.
Nice.
you.
Good for
Really
you.
well done.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm sorry for you, Bella.
Me too.
Lucky.
Me too.
Robbie is 26 this year.
Oh,
Not yet.
25.
Not yet. 26.
he's turning 26 this
He's
year.
turning 26.
Okay.
Lives in Ireland and yeah, pretty cool
That's
guy. Pretty cool guy.
Okay, so
Yeah.
Robbie thinks Bella is his girlfriend, and Bella doesn't think the same about Robbie.
Very good. Well, guys, we're bloody stoked to have you both on. When we did that little ask our audience of what guests we should get on a couple of weeks ago, I tell you what, did the votes come flooding in for Bella English and Robbie Kearns, didn't they, Mitch?
They sure did. I
Was
think,
it-
what
was
did we
it
get?
Dora?
4, 5, 6?
Big numbers.
Yeah,
Big.
huge numbers.
Yeah.
Huge.
Yeah.
You gotta
Genuinely,
start
though.
somewhere.
Well, when we only got 10 replies, you know, that's pretty,
Yeah, that's pretty good.
big.
50%.
Those are good numbers. Stats.
Yeah, huge.
Anyway, we are bloody stoked to have you guys on for our European special.
Oh, beauty.
Ooh.
You know, I think that's what we have to call it, being the Tuesday after Europeans.
Yeah.
So we thought we'd kick off any hot takes from Europeans in the weekend.
4. It was big. Big competition.
Wet.
Wet. Really
Very
wet.
wet.
Really wet. Yeah. It was.
They took out a whole loop, didn't they?
Yeah,
Of the
they
cross
did.
country.
They did. It was kind of entertaining to watch. Wouldn't want to be doing it, but
I thought you said there was no live stream at Aston.
oh no,
You can watch
replay.
Hartley. Hold on. Hold on.
Yeah, wait, what?
Hold on.
Robbie also did try to call me a few times on the way home, and I was like, "What the fuck does he want? I'm watching the Europeans." Slide that call up.
Is this while he's at Hartbury?
No, I don't know. He's finished. He was fine, and I just kept fucking calling, and I was like, "Go away! My live stream keeps cutting out."
Just trying to update her on my rant. You know,
Yeah.
I'm alive.
Hey,
you know?
babe.
Hey, yeah, it went well. You know,
How
no.
did you go?
Yeah, she was like, "No, I'm watching the Europeans. Gotta go. Bye. Don't call me again."
Oh my goodness, I think we've had a good little insight into the relationship right off the bat.
That's all we need to know already, isn't it?
Yeah, and that was a nice segue though, Robbie. Obviously, you were quite busy in the weekend at Hartbury. How did that go for you, mate?
Yeah, pretty good. I was pretty pleased. I had 2 in the 4-star, one more experienced horse, and one doing a second 4-star. So they both jumped double clear, so I was very pleased.
What was it like at Hartbury up there this year? It's a lovely facility there.
It's class. It's really good to have the stables, the permanent stables, and yeah, the course was great. Show dummies, good track on surface. What's not to like?
How good.
I
How
do
good.
like Hartbury, actually, going down there. Were they jumping inside or outside?
Outside,
Outside.
thankfully.
What, for the cross country?
Yeah.
Yeah, gotcha. It's a little
I like a little indoor cross country
arena
Yeah.
eventing.
in August. Pretty
Well,
good.
to be fair, the school,
I
I think,
mean,
it feels like they've got that much money. They probably could if they wanted to.
Yeah, yeah.
What,
fair.
Hartbury?
Hartbury.
yeah.
Oh, I haven't been there before.
You've never been?
No, never been.
Could have gone this weekend.
I know, could have. I
She
had
was
big
busy,
things
though.
to do with that. Huge things.
Oh, wonderful. Well, guys, looking at my notes here, the first part of this show is about setting the scene. I feel like tick. We've really done that. We will get into our 10 questions that we've lined up that we're really looking forward to. But before we do, there is just a little extra section in here this week, Mitch, titled Merch.
Merch, yeah.
Merchandise.
It's almost as if I've got a different hat sitting on top of my head this week.
And I'm going to turn to our guests here. Guys, hot take on our brand new big fan of the show. I'm just going to start that again. Our brand new big fan of the show official merch hat.
It's good.
Yeah, it says it on the
It's a
back
good
there
model.
too.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful model.
Yeah.
Oh.
Look at
Hey,
that. She's a flirter.
Yeah. So
No, I heard that's a catch. You've got to leave that on.
Oh,
That's a
yeah.
catch.
Who's
Ginny told me that's a catch. Yeah.
she's not wrong either.
if you're not watching, Mitch just took his wedding ring off.
I didn't take it off completely.
How do you mean?
I started
calling
to.
Oh, geez. Well, as I thought this would be a nice little bit just to take a segment out, a snippet, and put it on the socials to promote the hat. But after what you've just done,
I think that's going to get the numbers up.
oh yeah, all right. Anyway, what I will just say, guys, is after lots of requests, we've finally figured out how to work a Shopify account. We've loaded up our merch onto our Instagram and Facebook pages. So if you're keen to go check it out, we'll slam it all over socials, and you can get your hands on some of our official merch, the Big Fan of the Show series. Mitch, how does it feel up there on top of the dome?
It actually feels nice and comfortable. It feels like it's, weeks old and worn in already. And I've only had it on for 20 minutes.
Does that come with the merch? Do you
Me?
wear it in for people? Or
Well, I can if they like.
it might be extra.
Extra fee, but, we do anything to keep our fans happy out there, don't we, Braden?
Yeah, anything. Hey, speaking of our fans, they do love our questions. So we will head into the questions. We've got 10 questions lined up, 5 each. We'll sort of ping pong our way through. And the first question this week is for both of you. Who drinks more? Who can outdrink the other person, the Irish or the Australian?
Oh, I don't know. Robbie gives it a fair go. Not great the day after, though.
When you're out, you're out. And look, as we all know from the Humble back in whenever that was, February.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Well,
Same.
Sunday tough for you, wasn't it?
Oh, it was bad. That was a bad day.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
not an attractive hungover person. Like,
How do you
big ick when he's hungover.
But boy, is he attractive on a Saturday night, though.
Well, yeah,
Oh,
too
that-
many. Too many.
Too many attractive.
It was a bad night to be an espresso martini. That's
Oh.
for sure. That's for sure.
Yeah. I think we spilled a couple over the dance floor as well that night.
Yeah, it's already come up for us. Do you know what colour shirt you were wearing? Do you remember?
I think it started white,
Yeah.
ended a little brown.
Really? See, you too.
Yeah.
I wonder
Same
how many
as.
people turned up the next morning with just brown sleeves.
Yeah. Brown sleeves, brown stripe down the
Yeah.
down the front.
Worth it, though.
Yeah, definitely. Great
Yeah.
ball.
Yeah.
Great ball.
Very well. We went to a wedding 2 weekends ago in Ireland, though, and
Bell went ham.
yeah, we both,
Oh, yeah?
But Robbie
Yeah.
also went, but I pull up much better than Robbie
Okay.
at the moment, so it's
What's
okay.
your weapon of choice if Robbie's gone for the espresso martini?
Oh, just whatever. Not that fussy.
Anything you can get your hands on. Like a
Really?
true Aussie.
Yeah, a 4X gold, maybe
Yeah,
a
no.
VB.
No, actually, no. Do start out strong. Love beer towards the end of the night. It feels like it just kind of gets me on a little bit more of a playing field, to be honest
Yeah.
with that. Go. Yeah.
Get on the beers to sober up.
Yeah, pretty much.
A bit of starch in there to soak things up.
Yeah.
I
fair.
bloody love Aussies,
Yeah.
Very good. Oh, very good. Oh, well, we're starting to paint a bit of a picture, Mitch. Question 2, over to you.
Yeah, question 2 over here is going to be aimed at Robbie.
Oh, yeah.
We're just going to go back kind of a little bit through your younger days in Ireland, coming up through school. And we just wanted to know, is it true that selling horses is a compulsory subject coming up through school?
Yes. Yeah, it definitely is. Yeah. You get your early days in Ballinasloe Fair, where you find some gypsy cobs.
Yeah.
And, it just starts there. You make your way through Gore's Bridge, and if you're lucky enough, you get to the Go for Gold. That's just how it works.
So good. It's the most Irish thing I've ever heard, and I loved it. I bloody loved it.
Yeah, I think that is probably the answer we were looking for, really.
I mean, I should tell the truth.
Yeah. I mean,
No, you definitely don't. That's not part of the criteria when selling horses.
Oh, yeah.
Well, how that question came about is Mitch and I were thinking, what was it like for Robbie growing up in Ireland? And that was what we pictured, exactly what you just described.
Fair.
But we are keen to hear if there is a different version of that story, your time growing up in Ireland, getting into eventing.
Yeah, actually slightly different.
Okay.
My parents aren't horsey at all. No background in it. So it sort of started when my brother and sister went to riding school, and I followed suit. Bought my first, I didn't buy my first pony, but parents bought the first pony when I was, I think, 9. And I had this 12-2 little black and white pony that I was very keen to make him into a show jumper.
Okay.
He was a good horse. His name was Magpie. He gave it welly, but he just couldn't quite make that 110 mark that they needed to for the old SJI ponies, to make to Dublin. And no matter how hard I tried, it
wasn't happening.
It just wasn't happening. But I think that's how I ended up falling into eventing, because I just
Couldn't
was
get
so
down the show
bitterly
jumping route.
disappointed. Yeah.
What do you say, those who can't do?
Event.
Jeez, quote unquote.
Yeah, but that's where it started. I started pony club eventing, then went and based in Jane O'Flynn, who was an Irish eventer, for a year when I was 16, in our transition year in school, and then spent some time down in Mike and Trish Ryan's, and sort of kept eventing through school, through college, and then ended up going to Kevin McNabb's yard when I was just finished uni. So.
Very good. Very good. I feel like I've got 2 versions of the Robbie story.
Yeah.
Equally both.
Whichever one you want to believe.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll let you decide for yourself.
Well, now we've got the Robbie story, we might turn the spotlight over to you, Bella. And we want to know, is it true you were raised by Brumbies?
No, definitely not. Definitely not. There was this one, Mum and Dad actually breed horses at home, and there was this one time where we had bred a few too many horses, and we kind of hadn't really got around to, weaning them, halter raking them, whatever. So we live, in a little place called Bedidaba at home.
Sorry?
Bedidaba.
Bedidaba.
Oh, Bedidaba.
Yeah.
I see you're leaning on your fellow Australian over there.
Yeah. It's down in the middle of the north over there.
Anyway, sorry, Bedidaba.
Bedidaba. And we had, I think we had 7 or 8 foals or something like that, and we just hadn't quite got around to putting halters on them, weaning them, whatever else. And we live we have a place where we live down the road, and then we have where we run our cows and our young horses 3 k's up the road. And anyway, we didn't have any yards where we had the cows and the horses up the road. So we decided we would herd these 8 foals down a 3-kilometre road to get them back to where our yards are at home. And it all went terrible. Mum was like, no, girls, we'll be fine. I'll hold this one and you 2 walk beside and we'll walk them down. And I think we lost them all. I think we retreated on the we sent them back to the Blue House, and we were like, we'll do this another day. We'll get some cattle yards and we'll hold to break them down there.
No.
I don't think we made the trip back down to the farm where we have all the yards and things set up. So no, we weren't raised by Brumbies, but we did raise Brumbies at the stage.
How good.
Yeah.
And I'm really intrigued to hear a little bit more about life in Bedidaba.
Bedidaba, it's a pretty cool place.
Yeah?
Mum and Dad are Irish, and they Mum moved out to Australia when she was really young, and her mum passed away when she was over there, so she ended up being adopted by this lady in Australia. And she went home when she was I think she was 20, 22 or something like that, and met Dad and essentially got pregnant, and then was like, I'm going back to Australia with or without you. And so Dad followed her back to Australia, and he's a doctor, so they set up a practice and they started breeding horses, and it was a great place to grow up. And then we just we've always had horses around, and then we I kind of adopted this Italian man, Tony, who lives with us now. Tony Manca, who used to train Kevin a little bit. So he came to teach us when we were young, and then he ended up, I think he still lives with us now. So mum and dad kind of look after him, and he stayed on the couch for like 3 weeks and then ended up like living.
Staying on the couch.
Yeah,
gotcha.
Never
yeah,
left
we
the
had a
couch.
few of those ones, but yeah, he's the longest standing couch stayer. He's there about 15 years on. So he taught us when we were kids, and then my sister also rides. She gave up for a little bit and now show jumps a bit. So yeah.
Very good. And what was Tony's last name?
Manca.
Ah.
Yeah.
I just thought I recognised from the Instagram followers. He's actually a big fan of the show.
Big fan of the show.
So
75, learning Instagram.
shout out to Tony. Some of that merch is in the mail, heading out your way.
Yeah, he'd like it. You'd have to send it to him for free, but he'd like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. He'd promote it.
Hey, a big fan of ours is a big fan of yours, you know?
Or the other way around?
Yeah,
Whichever.
maybe.
Right. Question time for me, is it?
Yes,
Yeah.
as the plane flies overhead, I think that'd be quite nice ambience for the podcast.
Yeah.
Go for it, Mitchell.
It's nearly gone. Okay, yeah, that's good enough. How'd you guys meet?
Oh.
Straight into it. This is...
Robbie has one take on the story. I have a different take on the
Okay.
story.
Whose is more believable?
Prey. Predator.
Right, let's hear Robbie's first.
Well, it's actually funny. So when I was maybe 17, Bella's aunt lives in Limerick, and where I'm from in Ireland, and I actually kept horses in their yard when I was 17, and so I used to always hear about Bella, and
Wow.
yeah. So she was always like, oh, Bella was over in Mickey's at the time, and she'd done.
You're only 17. Surely you're older than 17.
No.
Holy shit. That sounds
maybe
young.
17 and a half.
So
No
I,
way. You were 18. I was like 21 when I was
Okay,
there. You were
okay,
at least
okay,
18.
okay, I was
19.
18.
He was turning 18.
Oh my god. No, he's turning 19 or 20, surely.
anyway, so Robbie was at school.
Anyway, so I was only a child. So I used to, like, Bella was over at Mickey's, and she was doing all the 5 stars, and Jane would always talk about Bella, and it was funny. And then I ended up getting a job in Kevin's when I finished uni, which is like 5 years later maybe.
Yeah.
And Belle worked there then, and then we met in Kevin's essentially, properly for the first time.
Could I?
Oh no, that's not true. Sorry. You
Oh,
go.
no, you go.
No, we met in Belton actually in 2019 for the first time, and Jane, Bella's auntie, was over with
Yeah?
Belle.
This sounds like a memorable
Oh, yeah.
story.
There you go.
So
No memory of
we're,
it.
We're walking through the lorry park, you can picture it, and I see this, really tall, long-legged girl in front
Yes.
of me, and I'm like, wow, that must be Bella English, because Jane's
Wow.
beside her. Yeah. And I'm like, oh wow, I'm finally gonna meet the Bella English. And so, and Jane's like, oh, Robbie, this is my niece Bella. And I was like, nice to meet you, Bella. And she kind of like looks at me, she goes, hi, and keeps walking. And I was like, there she goes.
Love at first sight. And the rest is history. Bella,
Yeah,
is that
I
how
don't-
you remember it?
No, I don't remember that at all. But it wasn't intentional. It wasn't intentional. I'm sure it was some other. I was distracted, I'd say. Anyway.
What's your version?
Oh, what? How we met?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. We actually had a big party for my birthday in the middle of COVID, which is obviously highly illegal. But we were all.
It was a virtual, it was a Zoom.
Yeah, it was on Zoom.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
a
that's
big
fine.
Zoom. Yeah, Zoom.
Yeah.
And anyway, one thing led to another. Yeah.
The hunter and prey.
Right, exactly. I told you.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Is it true, Bella, that Robbie, one of the big attractions was the fact your family has a potato farm?
Yeah. Not in the direct, I'm not going to link down to me, unfortunately. I think I might miss that inheritance.
Oh, really?
I know.
But it's true, right?
Yeah. No, my uncle is a really big potato farmer, actually just down the road from Mallow. But yeah, he's built an unbelievable business. He started with 2 2-3 sheds, and I think he has maybe like 12 acres worth of sheds or something
Amazing.
there, and it's a
Holy.
huge operation. It's actually amazing. To go and see, they do. They sort out all the potatoes with the machines and like the bagging process. Because like we went there as kids and we used to like go. They used to like take them from these big crates that they take, wash them, and then you'd like pick out the ones that weren't very good. And now they do it all it's like a big grading machine essentially. Like when they're not of a certain weight, the machine just drops them out and they all pack themselves. But I'd say it's bloody tough when things don't work out for them because it's quite seasonal as to what happens. Like it is with farming.
Bella, if horses don't work out for you, I can see how you just lit up there talking about
I know.
potatoes.
Oh, I
See the
fucking
glint?
love potatoes though.
And I just want to call out, I love the Irish, and
They love you.
the Irish culture. And for me, just a little bit of a dream come true here, sitting here with you, Robbie, drinking Guinness,
Yeah.
talking about horses, and Bella's uncle who's a potato farmer. It just couldn't
fate, isn't it?
it couldn't get any better for me right now.
It is the dream combination, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Really?
Combination.
Right, Braden, what are we up to here?
I think this is where we've squeezed in a couple of the old fan questions here for us. And the first one is for you, Bella, and I think you might recognise the voice. So let me just turn it up quickly. That's on that channel there, and see how we go.
Hey guys, it's Robbie here, big fan of the show. I just have a quick question for Bella. Who does she prefer, me or Pumba?
That's unfair. Pumbaa still lives in England, huh? And I can also just leave her for like 4 hours in the house and she doesn't.
Am I
Not-
needier?
Yeah, she's not that needy. So it's okay. It's okay.
So just going to read between the lines there.
No direct answer there. Okay.
The dog
Pumbaa is a dog, by the way. For
that
everyone
can't
who-
be caught.
That can't be caught. I know. She's such a little shit.
Oh.
Yeah.
She said fuck 3 times.
Missed that.
Fortunately, no broadcasting authority on podcasts, so we're okay. Yeah.
I remember, was it Cirencester Park? I think
Yeah.
you must have been chasing Pumbaa around for about an hour.
No, she literally left within 3 hours. She didn't come back to the lorry. She was just this little rat thing running between the two, the avenue. And then I was like to the man, I was like, I'm really sorry, but if you see the dog, can you catch her? And he was like, well, did you let her off the lead? And I was like, no, the collar broke. For God's sake, why would I let my dog off the lead that I can't catch? It doesn't come back to her name. And he was like, yeah, okay. And then she comes past with the fucking collar on her. I was like, the link.
You're so full of shit.
I think one of our best Pumba stories was we went to Coomlands, which is our local jumping show. And I was walking the course for the 120 and Belle was jumping early. And I see this little shit run through the arena, which, in British show jumping, as you may know, is not
She also
PC.
has a certain affiliation with the sand, and she likes to do things on the sand.
Yeah.
Is this
always in the
mid
arena.
round?
Yeah. No.
No.
It hadn't started
Oh.
yet. But so the commentator was like, could whoever owns that dog please catch it immediately,
In comes
And no, I'm in the course and I look at it and I'm like, I can't catch that dog. I know this dog. And I look at it and I'm like, I just keep walking. I'm walking the course. I don't know this dog.
Yeah.
And what do I hear from the warm up? I hear Bella screaming, Robbie, that's your dog! And she's screaming. And I was like, who's Robbie?
How good. And just so everyone can get a picture of Pumbaa, what breed is Pumbaa?
Oh,
Or what are we picturing here through
she's just kind of this scruffy dog. She was a gift from my friend Elsa, and yeah, there's no such thing as a free dog, that's for sure. It's seemed like a great idea at the time, but there was a teething stage of it for sure. But
how many
Anyway.
hands tall? Half a hand?
yeah, I reckon
Quarter hand.
she's pretty small.
Quarter hand. She's pretty
small.
tiny, isn't she?
Yeah, she is. Loves
Running around
chasing
the
gear. Yeah.
Great
Very
catch.
Great
Yeah.
catch.
All right. Next question. Found one?
Yeah, should we follow straight on through?
Ready
And
to go.
I think the shoe is on the other foot.
Hey guys, big fan of the show. Bella here. I'm just asking a question on behalf. Can I say on behalf of Avery? She wants to know which sunburn was worse? From Byron or from the time we went to the polo? And what, in hindsight, would you do differently?
Oh, honestly, both pretty bad. The next day was not good.
No, Robbie's a
So
bad
it's just like a hangover.
a bad hangover
Worse.
person, worse sunburn
right,
person.
Oh.
So the polo was hungover and sunburned. So pretty bad.
Oh.
Bella,
So-
so there's obviously the physiological response to both of those, being hungover, feeling sick, getting sunburnt, being red. But for me, there's also the emotional response. And I was just wondering, how is Robbie as a patient?
Oh, bad. A bad patient. Not a huge load of sympathy comes from me either.
Tough love.
Yeah.
From the get-go. It's not even like sympathy for 5 minutes.
Well, it started off with high.
Yeah.
Which she doesn't remember.
Yeah, no, that was the polo was a tough day, definitely.
Robbie
that-
was like,
that's-
do you think I have to work today? My sunburn is really bad.
I was putting on the jotties and I was like, this is like, it's bad putting them on, but then when you're in that dressage saddle, and it's just not for me, And
He
yeah,
also in Australia had my same aunt that was staying with us, and she took it upon herself to rub this like steroid cream on her. She's a lovely lady, but would not be gentle with the rubbing.
vigorous, I would say.
And Robbie was
apply.
like caked in this steroid cream for his sunburn, and she took it upon herself that she would do it personally for
4
him.
times a day.
That's hot.
She saw her chance and she took it.
And she has some
Soft
elbow
hands?
grease there. Yeah,
Not soft hands.
I think Belle was in the corner laughing, looking at my face, and I was like, internally
Yeah, he didn't say
screaming.
anything to Jane. Like, I was just like touching like this, and he was like, "Ow!" And then Jane's there like rubbing it in like this, and I was like, "See, not that bad."
We're talking like deep tissue massage.
Oh yeah, we're
Like,
talking. Yeah,
She's really getting
You
it.
would have paid good money for it,
Bloody
And
good.
what's your relationship like now?
With Jane?
Yes.
Oh, still pretty strong. She doesn't know of the, I never let her in on how much pain I truly was in. But yeah,
Oh, well.
the hydrocortisone cream works. Yeah.
Life
worked
hack?
a trick.
She, yeah, life hack,
4 times a day.
4 to 5. If she found you,
It doesn't.
she'll chase you down.
It doesn't rub in well though. You're like white
Yeah, you're white for
on
a
pink, so you
Oh.
look bad for a bit.
Yeah, it's usually
Jane.
me 4 or 5 days after a good sunburn, back to white. Just it doesn't stay.
No.
I think
you-
my sunburn.
Yeah, pretty brown legs are pretty
Oh,
brown.
thanks.
Just fishing over there. I wasn't letting him have a bar of it. Oh, bloody good. Well, guys, thanks for partaking in those fan questions. I will say, as you both know, but just to let the fans in behind the scene, is we did have a couple of fan questions lined up for you guys from Avery Clunick and Kevin McNabb.
Ah, Kevin, he bailed, did he?
Unfortunately, both of them missed our cutoff and have subsequently both been in our DMs as the podcast started. So if we get a rogue call from either of them, then just be ready. But they did both just want to say big fans of the show. So shout out Avery and Kev. Anyway, we'll kick on because we're 4 from home. Question number 7, and it's over to you, Belle. How much did Mickey Young learn off you?
Loads.
Yeah.
Loads. Mostly good banter, to be
Really?
fair.
Yeah.
No, sometimes it's sunk.
How long were you there?
Like 3 years, I think. 4 years.
That's a
3
good amount of
years.
time.
Yeah, it was a good amount of time. It was good.
How's your German now?
Oh, it's so bad. It's so bad.
Could you give us a line?
No.
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 Not even if I said to you, ich liebe dich.
Oh, no.
You don't know that one?
No.
Oh.
No. I know.
I know that one.
What would you say?
Guten Tag.
I wouldn't know how to answer it, but I know where it's aimed at.
You'd probably say Danke. Yeah. You know that one?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Dunker. Yeah. No, I don't have a tongue for it, to be fair. It came off bad, the bits I did try, but,
Anyway, you're there for 3 years.
3 years.
How did that come about? How do you go to the greatest event yard in the world?
Actually, really funny story. I didn't really know who he was because I'd done Adelaide with Mouse and I was you have this huge night after you do finish Adelaide, and they go like everyone stays for the Sunday night and goes to the pub, and then drives home on the Monday. And so we'd gone out, and it must have been a really hot Adelaide, because I'd got so sunburnt. And anyway, I had a friend that was like, you cannot miss the plane, because I was flying out of Adelaide to Germany to just like stay for 2 weeks. And anyway, lucky she woke me up, got to the airport. I think I flew from Adelaide to Melbourne and then across from Melbourne. And I just remember like standing in the customs line being like, oh, I'm going to be sick. Like something's going to happen here. And then, so I like managed to hold that back. And then I fell asleep, almost missed the plane, got on the plane. I thought I had my winter attire on. So I was going from the summer of Australia to the winter of Germany, which turns out is quite cold. And I had these little chinos on, which is like very appropriate wear for winter.
For an Australian winter.
Yeah, for winter, yeah. Like, they were my woolies I had out. And my little slip-on white shoes. And I had this nice little jumper. And anyway, I got there, and because we have people stay with us all the time, and we always go and pick them up from the airport. And I kind of got to the airport, and I was thinking, oh, no one's here to pick me up.
No.
Where is this place that I'm meant to go? And then so I was like, walking around, and I was like, well, I can't remember the place of the man I'm going to. So I was like Googling this, and then anyway, got the name, and I was like Michael Young, and then it was like Horb. So I was kind of walking around the airport being like, does anyone know where Horb is? And like, no one knew where Horb was. So I was like, and then someone told me I had to catch a train to, I think I flew into Stuttgart, and then I'd gone down to Horb, and then I got to the train station there, and it was like, Horb is like pretty outback German, like it's it's like a small town. Anyway, so I got off the train, and I was like, okay, next job, I'm in Horb, how do I find this place where I'm meant to go? So I'm walking around the train station, walked into a few shops, luckily someone recognised him, and I was like, oh, fair, must be a big enough deal. So anyway, got a taxi out there, walked in, and I was like, it was also freezing, and I was so cold, and I like walked into the indoor, and it's like amazing, they have all these pictures and things of like from championships and things like that. And I walked in, and I was like, whoa, there's loads of pictures of himself in here. What is this?
Did you win this did you win this trip on like a scratchy or something? You sound like you didn't know. You're just like,
so I'm just going to get on a plane, go to Germany, and find the first yard that I come across.
No, Mum and Dad had organised it, because we live near this German family in Australia who is the Clatters, which is like a big...
No way, and they just knew Mickey.
Well, no, they're like a big family, like a big horse family in Germany. Like, Guido Clatter is a big transportation company, so they know of him, and I think someone knew him, so they messaged him. Anyway, so I got there, and so Pietro, who's an Italian boy that was working there at the time, he was like, you came around the corner, and I've never seen someone with whiter hair and a browner face and no clothes on in the middle of winter in Germany. And I was like, hi.
And that's the greeting Robbie wanted.
Exactly. Yeah. Was it the one I got?
No.
Have you ever got that one?
Sometimes.
Wow. So how old were you then?
I was 20, I think, and then
Okay.
so I think I just like had left school, and I'd been at home for ages, and I think Mum and Dad wanted me. I had mouth, so they wanted me to go off and do something. And
because as you tell that story, I'm thinking either you're a very young person with little life experience that you've just gone off into the world. In which case, I think, have your parents helped you sort of with this process? But you're 20. I'm guessing you're a 20-year-old with little life experience, and at that point, your parents are like, "Go."
No, I had life experience
She'll
with
be right.
some things, but not like we live in like a really small town. We're like pretty small town. Like, we're just like very small town people,
Yeah.
and I just was very familiar with everything at home, and I traveled before, but we had also, when people had come to stay with us, it was just a different standard, and I kind of I was expecting to be picked up, not expecting, but I was kind of like
where are my people?
and I was like, like, surely someone's coming to meet me. And then I was like, the train. Like, I don't even think we have a train where we live. Like I'd never been on the train before, and I was like, fuck the train. Like, how do I get onto this thing? And anyway, it was fine. It was actually I stayed for 2 weeks, and there was Sam Eckroyd was actually there at the time as well, and then there was an Italian boy Pietro there, and then a few German girls, and I stayed for 2 weeks, and it was good, but I was like, there's no way I'm going back there. And then, like, sure enough, in January the next year, I'm sitting in this car, like this plane cargo thing with Mouse, and I was like, oh, fuck, I am going there.
Your parents really wanted you to go. Shh, it's okay. Into the cart.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah, well,
dear.
here's your horse.
Yeah. Anyway, and then so I took Mouse over there, and no one was there when I got back. And there was this Polish man, Wordek, who used to clean out the stables, and he was like, he actually turned out to be really nice, but I was like very concerned the first day I turned up. I was like, had been there for a few hours, and I got Mouse, got all my stuff, and I still hadn't gotten onto the fact that I probably needed to sort out my own accommodation and my own car. So I kind of got there, and I was like, what am I do now? Where do I go? And then anyway, Wordek didn't really speak any English, and we kind of communicated like that he was going to drop me at a hall, and I was going to find somewhere to stay there. And then I remember like hopping in the car, and I was like, it's been good until now. I've had a good run of life.
This is where it ends.
This is where it ends. Like, I don't know if this man knows where he's taking me, and he's not giving me the best feel, to be honest. What's going on? Anyway, it worked out. Somehow between us, he managed to drop me off at this place that I had stayed before, and he also picked me up the next morning. But then it all kind of settled down a bit. But yeah, it was a steep learning curve in life. Yeah.
Did you say when you returned, you took your horse?
I took
and
Mouse
had
with me.
no accommodation planned.
Yeah, I had no accommodation plan. I didn't really know where I thought I was going to. It happened quite quick, to be honest.
so
Sleep in the
inspiring.
stable with Mouse.
Yeah.
This is so inspiring. Anything's possible.
Anyone can do it.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think there was actually a point where I was like, Mickey emailed back and he was like, are you coming or not? Because I was like, no.
Get out of here. Go on, get.
But it was actually great. It was great. It was probably the best thing for me to do to like grow up a bit, and it was good. I'd probably do it all again. It was fun. I learned loads, and they're actually a really good family to work for, and I learned lots, and I think it was good. I could have like gone to someone familiar that I knew, but I think it was actually a really good thing that I like went there and kind of like had to figure things out by myself, that maybe you're responsible for yourself in a way.
That's how you get life experience.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, it is. It was good. Bloody
And
cold.
Mouse lived through it all as well.
Well, no, Mouse actually broke the first year I got over there, which
Good
was just
one,
like
Mitch.
devastating.
Mitch.
Hey, he still did like 2 badmintons and
No, he did one, but he
one.
was
Come on,
came
Mitch.
then.
You tell him, Bella.
Yeah.
I know. Anyway, it was fun. It was really fun. I met loads of people. There was actually loads. There was a Swedish girl, Sophia, that came through there, and an English girl, Elsa, that came through there as well. So I met loads of friends that I still have like today. So yeah, it was good.
How good.
How good.
Man, that was a roller coaster of a yarn, wasn't it? I thoroughly enjoyed that. Thoroughly enjoyed that. Mitch, where are we up to?
Oh, I don't even know anymore.
Question
We are up to
number 8.
question number 8 by the looks of it. And this is a question that could be aimed at either of you. But I think, Robbie, you're looking a little bit quiet over there. Braden and I, we go around to a lot of horse shows. We
Yep.
see a lot of guys out there. Kev's at a lot of horse shows.
Mhm.
We see Kev. How often will we see Kev?
Oh, 2 or 3 times a week.
Yeah.
Easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And every time we see him, he's on the phone.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever walked up to Kev and he's been like, hold on, just, on his Bluetooth earpiece. Does he ever take that thing off?
Go do the impression.
Never.
Do the
Never.
impression.
So
Have you got a...
So,
you got
I have a little impression, but
Good one.
sometimes you'd be talking to Kevin and like, you're talking like your eye contact, you have the whole thing. And then he's like, hello? And you're mid-conversation.
No, he
Well, he doesn't say hello. He goes,
Yes.
you there? And he's like,
Yeah, that.
you there? And he does his little double tap. You there?
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
You're like, what? Like, am I standing in front of you?
Yeah,
right?
I'm like, me? We're just doing my competition plan.
Yeah.
We're halfway talking about this course. Like, what do you
I
mean?
know. It's like, what do you mean am I here? I'm
Oh,
here.
wow.
Yeah.
So that's
he
a bit.
sleeps with it.
Yeah. I know we do love Kev. We've got a lot of time for him.
Yeah.
But interesting to know that he never ever takes it off.
No, just to
Yeah,
charge
take
it, but he
off.
has a spare.
Yeah.
So, you know.
No, he doesn't have a spare. He's like 4 spares.
Maybe it's 4 or
Four.
5.
He
yeah.
also
Okay,
tried
so-
to like make like a joint thing, like when AirPods had come out, he was like, "No, you can't have an AirPod.
He gave
you have
Belle
to
one.
have this in." And I just one day had it in, and I looked in the mirror in the arena, and I was like, "Oh no, don't
Get
pull
it
it
out.
off well."
That's
Not for me.
impressive. I would love to see that from Kev. Yeah, sure. You want to be on our yard?
He got it.
No problem. No problem.
Yeah, no, he'll buy you one. Very generous with it.
Here's your stable. This is your groom's accommodation. Here's your Bluetooth headset.
And you should be good to go.
Yeah.
See you in the morning.
To be fair, if it meant I could ride like him, you know, I'd wear one in each ear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because shit, that man, he can go around across country.
Yeah,
can't
it's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's pretty
He knows
good.
how to drive a horse, doesn't
he?
he?
He does.
He does.
So you guys were both there with Kev. How long were you guys there for? And maybe Bella, how did you end up there after Mickey's?
I moved over to England. I actually stayed with my friend Elsa for 6 months and was just working for Kevin a little bit, riding a bit. And then I just ended up moving over there with Mouse, and I had another horse. But we know them quite well from home. So we've known him for ages. So
And I ended up there actually through I rode young horses for a lady in Limerick, and she had sold a horse to a good friend, Georgia Bale. And Georgia Bale and Kevin are good friends.
Okay.
And Kevin there was a job vacancy, and I ended up going over there in November.
Robbie, Kevin actually tried to we were all heading out to Leon and Poe, and we had no staff. And Kevin was like, "There's that boy that's coming. We'll get him to do the trial while we're away."
Yeah, I was going over for
Tactical.
2-week trial. 2-week trial,
Yeah.
you know? And he was like, I maybe, talked on the phone a little bit with him, and
Yes.
then he was like, "Can you come in 4 days?" And I was like, no, I can't. And he was like, "Oh yeah, because we're going away. You do your trial while I'm not there."
Yeah.
I was
If
like,
the horses are still alive when we get back, you're hired.
yeah, literally.
Yeah. Did you do it?
No.
Yeah.
I held out. I waited until they got back
Yeah,
from
I think
Poe.
he actually got stung for that. Kevin was like, "He's not coming." Yeah. I don't know about him, to be honest.
I'm not getting a good vibe.
Yeah. Bella's like, I got the same vibe when I met him as well.
I actually don't even remember him.
Bella, do
dear.
you think that there's any part of Robbie's story that he'd always heard about you from her auntie? And he's at school, he's a young man, this Australian girl who rides 5-star. Maybe it was part of Robbie's plan. He was just looking for an opportunity to get a foot in it. Kibs, do you think that's
Maybe.
at all?
Maybe. We also actually met this old Irishman at, I'll call him old because what he said was offensive, at the wedding. And I can't remember. He must have written it some European or something. I do know his name, but we're not going to say it. Anyway, he comes up to me. He was like, "You're kind of the has-been and he's the it now." And I was like,
Oh my
"You're a
goodness.
really nice man. I like you."
Definitely not what she said or thought.
But no, I think...
Definitely not true also.
Yeah. But anyway, maybe Robbie, maybe...
That's tough, because when does an eventer come into their prime?
I
Yeah.
don't know. I feel
That's
like
a good
apparently
question.
I've gone. I've been up and down.
You've
28.
peaked and gone.
I peaked and gone. I know. I peaked at 20,
Yeah.
I don't know, young and gone again. Oh,
So you're at
devastating.
unaffiliated eventing for the rest of your life?
Well,
90s
I know.
and-
It is a tough gig.
Someone's got it.
Kevin went out to this 90 the other day and he called me. He was like, "Bella, it's huge." It's huge. He was like, "I think I'm just going to ride novice from now on." And I was like, "Don't you leave me doing the 90s by myself on these horses."
Yeah, I said to Belle, I was looking at eventing scores from Ireland, trying to keep up.
Yes.
And I saw the Little Downham entries, which is, 3.5 hours from Kevin's yard. And I was like, Kevin's riding 2 in the 90. Is he really going all that way to do 2 in the 90? But yeah, he was. Fair play.
He was relieved. He got around. Won one section. Don't know how.
Nice. Bloody good. Go, Kev. All right, guys. We're 2 from home. And the question's with me. And it's just a quick one for you both. Looking towards the end of the year. Sort of what's on the horizon?
Hopefully a couple of 3 days. Hoping to go to Blenheim in a couple of weeks' time.
Cool, man.
See from there.
That's exciting.
Buffalo, yeah, hope so. Yeah, but a bit of work to do before then. Gotta nail down those flying changes. I need you to come over and give me some coaching.
Yeah,
honestly.
Sounds like it.
Yeah.
Well, Braden is your man.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'd be happy to.
I heard you gave Helen Bates some solid advice.
And how good she been going?
I mean, she's nailing it now.
Yeah,
so,
well, proof is in the pudding.
Exactly.
And if we can't do a time where I can come over, we could do one of those Zoom sessions. I could borrow Kev's headset and we could...
I'll take the spare.
Yes. And then... Yeah, it's amazing what you can do with technology nowadays.
Yeah, incredible.
And Bells, what's on the horizon for you over sort of the foreseeable?
I might have one at Blenheim to do the 8-9-year-olds maybe, and then we hopefully have 2 6-year-olds for Leon.
Oh, amazing!
Nice.
That's
Perks
exciting.
of
Are you
being
on
Australian.
both of them?
Yeah.
Wicked.
I know.
What do you mean,
I know,
perks
but
of being
bloody
Australian?
Cookie time is there. Got big competition.
Mr. Cookie.
Mr.
You
Cookie.
a big fan?
You've
Mr.
clearly been
Cookie?
training
Big,
him well.
Yeah. You've
'Cause
done
he
good
smashed
dressage
it.
training.
I've got
on
my
him.
best rider on him.
Yeah.
So
I know.
yeah, well, yeah, we will be out at Lilion as well. Which you're excited. 1 in the 6 and 1 in the 7.
Nice.
You
Yeah.
too? The 2 in the 6.
2 and the 6. And
Amazing.
Robbie doesn't.
No,
have
not
anything.
this year, unfortunately. But hey ho.
Hey, we'll
Might
hang
get the
out.
trip.
Supportive boyfriend.
Might try, yeah.
Yeah.
There's no way he's going over there if she didn't watch him at Hartbury.
True. I think I have a B90 that day, actually.
But you don't have. You could come out for me.
Yes.
We could hang.
You can go out for Mitch
Come
as
on.
well.
Come on, Cookie.
Yeah.
He needs
I think Mitch is having a year off.
Yeah, I'll be here.
What? No
damn.
Um, going to Leon?
No?
Devastating.
I know. Tell
Why
me
not?
about it. Well, I haven't got the horsepower this year.
There he is.
I've moved on, we're kind of in between,
Oh, fair.
we're not quite at badminton next year and we're a little bit old for Leon, so,
Tough stage.
we've
Tough stage.
got a bit to do.
Yeah.
But, I'm always looking for the next one to take me back to Leon.
Oh,
I've
yeah.
been there once or
Robbie
twice
could
before.
tell you one of those.
Yeah, definitely. We have many.
Yeah, potential to go all the way to the top.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I wouldn't tell you a bad one.
Wouldn't expect anything
One for the
less.
future.
Definitely.
Bold uphill paces.
Listen to this man. He found a horse that Ginny bought.
No.
Did you?
Yeah.
Where?
Woody.
Fair play.
Yeah,
Found it on
Woody.
Horse Quest, didn't you?
Oh, there's many don't know the word
Channels?
I'm trying to say. Channels, yeah, of sourcing a horse. I won't tell you which one I went down,
Okay.
but
Don't reveal them.
I can't give away all my secrets.
Yeah.
But
What
they're
a
out there. You've just got to spend the hours to look for them.
Listen to him.
It's a waiting game, eh?
It is absolutely.
All right, Mitch, bring us home.
By the way, we've got a no, we don't. Last question here. This is going straight at you, Robbie.
Uh-oh.
I was doing a bit of Googling earlier in the week, just trying to get a bit of background info on you. And when you type Robbie Kearns into Google, it comes up that you're a rugby league player in
Yeah.
Australia.
Yeah.
In the 90s, I think.
Cronulla Sharks or
Yeah,
something.
Captain, I believe.
Were
Yeah.
you?
Yeah. How did that come about?
It's just a past life,
Yeah.
you know.
You don't look like a.
I really had to slim down.
Ah,
you
yeah.
know, I had to. It was weird coming over to this side of the world. I just thought, it's time to give up the rugby league.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think I'm going to give the eventing a go.
Yeah.
You
But-
know? I mean,
But you couldn't give up the Australian woman.
absolutely not. No, they're a drug.
Lucky.
Were there any sports that kind of were going to take you away from eventing as you grew up, or were you eyes on the prize?
Not really.
No?
I was mostly
Not
horses.
a Gaelic football.
Did a little bit as a
Did ya?
kid. Yeah. Wasn't super at it.
No?
I
Yeah.
played a bit of rugby too.
Okay.
As you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
And Then when I was about 16,
Yeah,
that was it.
gave it up
Yeah,
on the
yeah,
horse.
yeah.
Off
On the
you go.
ponies, yeah.
Who's your Gaelic football team? What's your club?
Limerick. Well, so Limerick is the county,
Yeah.
but my club was called Cricora.
Cricora.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out to
And
the
if you
Cricora
were to
fans.
play, what position would you be in?
I was a
Is-
corner forward.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I thought so. You
Yeah.
look,
Not
yeah.
a fullback.
No.
No, he looks like a
It's a
corner
lot of
forward.
tackling there. Catch and kick.
Catch and kick. Catch and kick. Well, I'm going to pull us away from Gaelic football chat before all of us are out of our depth. But it's been bloody good to whip through those 10 questions, guys. And so now we're going to start to go into the final section of the show and start to wrap things up. And what we will do for our final section of the show is just a little bit of eventing manager chat.
Nice.
So shout out to Equi Ratings, who ran another eventing manager league over the weekend for Euros. And after dressage, one of us at this table was looking really pretty. Mitch?
Real pretty.
Our
I
league.
believe that happened before also.
This is the second
It
time.
wouldn't be the first time that it's happened.
So how many we got in our league at the moment? 75?
75 in the league.
Yeah.
I think I was leading them at the end of the dressage.
Who did you have in your team?
Mickey Young to start with,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
How could you go past them? Ros Cantor,
Yes.
what a choice that turned out to be.
Yeah.
Who else did I have? Tom Jackson.
Yes.
Oh, that's a good
And
shout.
I think I had, I can't remember who the last one was. The Swedish rider?
Okay.
Can't remember which one.
And sure enough, yeah, you were first after dressage.
Yep.
What was going through your head at that stage?
You know, I was thinking there's a lot to do out there. Always is.
Yes.
Don't count your chickens till they're hatched. But, you know, I'd got to about half a dozen. I thought I'd stop there.
And where did you end up?
You know, I wasn't in the top 10,
Yeah.
so we'll just say that.
Yeah, nice.
Devastating.
Nice.
Such a
Yeah.
good start. You know?
Heartbreaking.
Robbie, did I see your name floating around?
You did the first week, but I missed this week.
You missed this
I
one.
was- yeah, I
And
know.
else?
No,
You missed it?
missed it.
You're on the eventing manager buzz?
Yeah, I am. But I'm really bad at it.
Hey,
Okay. Okay. Well, Mitch still
yeah,
does it.
yeah,
every week.
I still play every week.
Yeah. I just never know. I'm like, I can't get my head around. I just, yeah.
She's like, I want all the best
Yeah.
people. You know, it's like that's not the point of the game, pal. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we did have a really good weekend, and I do just want to make a special mention to Brendan Sterling from Ireland,
Come on, Brandon.
who took out our eventing manager league over the weekend.
Fuck yeah.
And also shout out to fellow Australian, Sarah Clark, coming in there in third.
Yes.
Get in.
Fair play.
And
who do they have on their team?
Oh no.
I might be able to tell you from
Well,
here.
just while you're looking
Well,
that up to see who was on their team, I just really want to make a special mention to Brendan, because when I put these graphics up on socials, we tag the people in just whoever's in the top 5, and I went through and found all of our top 5. I couldn't find Brendan.
Brandon's not on Insta.
On Instagram. Well, he's not following the show, and it begs the question: how did he get into our league? and I have a couple of theories. One, I remembered in the early days we actually verbally said ENZ6PE is the league code. One, I'm thinking Brendan's writing that down.
Yeah.
He's going on finding it, and
Yeah.
massive shout out to you, Brendan, for your
Fair
commitment.
play.
And then also, I think I saw a connection of Brendan's was part of our Instagram community. So maybe a daughter or something that events might have got, maybe
Sent the
dad
code.
into it.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, shout out Brendan for taking out the league in the weekend.
Yeah, good from you, Brendan.
Any other shout outs over there, Mitch?
Who else have we got in there? No, I think. I mean, I think we have to give a shout out to second place as well, Jesse Campbell.
Shout out Jesse Campbell.
Yeah, there we go.
The
Big fan of the show.
big fan. The second
Brandon did well. He
place.
finished on 91.
He
and
did.
second's on
He was
103.
so far ahead. Brandon
was.
smashed
Yeah,
it.
he was just about as far ahead as Ros was in the end.
What's on
Yeah.
that team?
He had Kitty King,
Yeah.
He had
Ros Cantor,
Beauty.
and son.
Sandra Alfar.
How does he afford
That's
all
a
of
1,
them?
2, 3.
He's done really well.
He's not done bad there.
Well, because his heavy.
He must have taken out the whole thing.
Yeah, he might.
If that's a 1, 2, 3.
Was it?
Yeah,
Did he win?
Did we
Eventing
have-
manager?
that's a 1, 2, 3.
Did we have the winner of? Oh my god! Maybe that's.
Hold on, let me look at this.
You bring it up.
Competitions, leagues.
He's just a serial eventer. Do you know what I did find? I saw someone who I saw the same name come up in 2 different leagues with 2 different scores. So there's someone's out there doing running multiple profiles and doing 2 different teams.
Oh.
It's a big brain play.
I see why he hasn't cleaned out the whole thing because his fourth team member got eliminated.
Oh, really?
So
So did he have the top score? But
He did have the top score, but
Okay,
then
way to go.
in brackets, his would have been 291, I think.
Okay, yeah, sure. His 4-team score.
But there's
pretty good,
actually
though.
someone else here with 209. I don't know.
We're
If
getting-
anyone from Equa Ratings is listening and could just,
Yeah.
shed some light on how this actually works, that'd be great.
And just to round things off, shout out 4th place Amber Fletcher, 5th place Steffi Deary, and 5th place Olivia Crimmins. Oh, that was 5th equal. So shout out to them. But yeah, if you want to join the action on Eventing Manager, then jump on our Eventing Manager League. You go friends, join league, and then you have to type in the code ENZ6PE. And whenever there's a Equi Ratings Eventing Manager League, we will be sure to be running a competition. And who knows, maybe one day in the future, we might do merch for the winners.
Nice.
Oh,
Mitch?
that's a good idea.
I just thought of that then. What do you reckon?
That's probably not a bad shout.
Yeah? You okay
Yeah.
to fund that?
Yeah,
Going
absolutely.
to be merch, or are they just going to be your vest?
What's that?
The
Your vest.
gilets.
The gilets.
Gilet. Yeah, sorry.
Gilets.
Gilet.
Gilets.
Ouais.
They going to be merch,
um,
or they're just original?
Would you buy one?
Why the colour?
How do you mean?
What was the push on
Do you
the
want to hear
colour?
the? Do you want to hear the honest answer?
Yeah.
Okay, so we knew we wanted the gilet.
Yeah.
Okay, and then we went and looked at what colours you could get the gilet in, and we saw you could get the green, and we thought you
know.
see that, you think estate manager,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's already been taken. The green's gone, and then we went maybe the navy. But
Young
for-
farmer.
It's the young farmers.
It's the
you
young
know?
farmers, isn't
It's
it?
the young
Yeah.
farmers. And so essentially, we looked through the Resine color chart, and we landed on maroon, and thought nobody's doing maroon, are they?
Yeah.
Because
It's
if
original.
you see maroon, who do you think?
Queensland.
Pretty
And-
much.
Robbie
Yeah,
Kearns.
and that's who else would we want to be affiliated
Yeah,
with?
Queensland. So yeah, that's how it came about. And then after we bought the maroon gilet, well, then that just became our official color.
Yeah.
So then,
The shirts are nice as well.
and
Thanks.
I've got the
The detail.
maroon
the
detail.
notes
Yeah.
of maroon in them as well.
Yeah, and the gold.
And the gold.
which is
Yeah.
And
Funny.
they go with the Birks as well.
They do.
Not bad.
I mean, the Burks go with everything.
They do. But interestingly, Bella, we put the outfit together and then built the logo and all of the branding around that. So it all started with the maroon gilet.
Really?
And now look where it's led us to. Merch.
This is a bit more. This is like a bit more mod maroon.
Yeah.
This one.
The
It's like
washed out,
The washed,
out
yeah,
kind
it's
of
cool.
colouring.
Yeah.
Well, we know our core fans spend a lot of time in the sun. So instead of getting them a nice new product that's going to wear,
Yeah,
we get it to them already worn.
Cool.
Yeah.
Fair.
yeah, pre-worn. We've actually got a few hats for you guys to wear for the next couple of weeks, just to wear them in for when people.
And then where do we give them back to you?
when we
At Blenheim, I think we'll be at Blenheim.
Okay.
We'll catch up with you there. And
Yeah. Either that or when we get an order. If we get an order, can we just send you the details? And you
We'll
can
post them
you
out.
can
can
ship
post
them
them
out.
out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they'll never see that order from me.
If you do want to check out the merch we're talking about, because we've added in a cap, a hoodie, and a crew neck. So if you want to be a part of the big fan of the show, Eventing Weekly merch community, jump on the socials, go view shop, and have a hoon. So I think that's all of the admin I need to do for the show, Mitch.
Yeah, that's
Pretty
all
good.
mine. I'm
Mitch
done.
just finished his Guinness
Finished
as
my
well,
beer.
So
Finish your tea.
yeah, I did. It's got
Yeah.
a bit cold. Robbie.
Tends to do that.
Yeah, gonna get on that.
He's waiting for that hangover tomorrow.
Well, if that's all we've got time for, then I think that's where we're going to call it. Hey, Robbie, Bella, thanks, mates.
Hi, this is Blythe Tate, and you're listening
Cheers.
to Eventing Weekly with Mitch and
Cheers,
Braden.
Good job.
Beauty.
Crushed it.
Nailed it.
Bella, you're really funny.